I have a new enclosure set up for my little Mexican red rump sling that I wanted to share with everybody today. Alright, so originally I had used a bit that came with my Dremel. You can see that one on the right, and then I used a regular drill that had a more pointed tip to it, and that's the hole on the left, and that seemed to work a lot better for me than using the bit that came with the Dremel. I used light pressure, the torque wasn't too fast, and it left really great holes behind. They weren't blown out, they didn't crack. I was really happy with the outcome. Using the drill definitely was a lot easier than trying to use the Dremel. Hi Arlo! So my holes are all drilled. I cleaned out the acrylic enclosure, made sure there weren't any sharp bits, and now I'm just kind of looking through these pieces of cork bark, find a good fit for my enclosure. I also really like this kind of chunk of wood. I don't know what it's called. I got it from Raining Reptiles here in Atlanta. I got it before I purchased the plastic display for this sling. And it's just a little too big. I think that after I fill it up with, some of the coconut coir, that it's just going to be too high, but it looks pretty cool. Maybe for another enclosure. Alright, so I have added the substrate. It is moist, but it's not too damp. It's easier to add moisture than it is to take it away, so I think I've got it at a pretty good consistency and moisture level right now. I want to add things like cork bark, maybe some fake plants and other little sling enclosure accessories just to add for enrichment and stimulation. The cork bark I think will provide a great nook for my new sling to be able to take cover. There's enough substrate though there for the sling to be able to burrow throughout the enclosure if it so chooses to do so. Okay, I have now added on the opposite side of the enclosure a fake plant and a little quartz crystal in there for some extra good energies and good healing vibes. Alright, so we are nearing the end of my enclosure build out. I've just got to add a water dish and the sling. Here she is in this teensy little desk organizer. I don't know if she's a she or a he. I tend to call all my animals she until I can determine the sex. When I get a large enough molt, I definitely will be looking under the microscope to verify the sex of this beautiful little red rump. I'm going to take her out very delicately and transfer her into her new home now. Alright, and here is my Mexican red rump sling. I'm going to lightly brush away the substrate and get her prepped to the transfer of her new home. I want to minimize stress as much as possible. I did purchase her from a young man who was kind of cutting back on his collection, so I feel very lucky to have her. I can't wait to watch her grow up. Oh my god! Her home with her new plants and cork bark and crystal. I think she's going to really enjoy it. Just gotta add a water dish. Alright, here we go. I'm going to lightly nudge her out, and there she goes. Just gotta add her water dish. Fill it up because I spilled some. Alright, then just put the top back on and we're finished. There are ventilation holes along the other side. You can't see them from this angle, but there are about 30 on the top, another 16 or 20 on the side, and then about 10 on the front. And there she goes. I strongly want to encourage everybody to do their own research. Different slings and different species of tarantulas are going to have different requirements, and it's kind of fun now to do the research. People like Shanti with Tarantulas with Shanti, Tom Moran, and Alex from Tarantula Haven, and Tarantula Cat are some of the people and resources I turn to all the time to discover new things and to be inspired by. So I'll link them below, but do your research. Bye!